Hey, how's it going, everyone? Nathan back with our Monotype Showdown Live. We're going to be trying a new typing today, so let's take a look at the voting real quick before we get into it. And it looks like we're going to be winning out with Ghost today. Oops, I altered it there, but it's 37. Looks like that's going to win out today. And Ghost, that's fine by me because I really enjoy playing Ghost. In particular, when I like to start out with playing with the sample teams, Ghost is a fantastic one to work with. Just the sample team offered by Maroon on the ladder, I think is a really, really good place to start off with. I can't really dress to impress as a Mono Ghost trainer. I was doing some research and I can't really do too much, so I'll light a candle kind of like one of those hex maniacs in the games, and that's all I can really manage. If any witches hats, I promise you I would be wearing it, but alas, this is all I can do right now. But yeah, let's go back to the sample team here. Just a classic team from Maroon. Very basic, very straightforward, very common on the ladder too, of course. I run into it several times across these lives, and I've always had a pretty good idea of what they're running. Maybe you mix up this Gengar and Blacephalon sets. See, there's lots you can do to here and there, like this Mimikyu. Oh, the sample team does have Drain Punch. I didn't know that. And that means you don't have Shadow Claw. You know, that makes complete sense. We're going to get into why right now, because when it comes to the structure of how Monotype works, I think it's very similar to the old concept of bird spam. And if you don't know what bird spam is, it was a common concept in Gen 6 OU. And the idea was there's a lot of powerful flying types back then. It was before Gale Wings got nerfed on, it's not Fletchender, what's its name? People are going to roast me in the comments if I get it wrong. Talonflame, and of course, Mega Pinsir. There's a couple other ones, but those two in particular were very, very strong flying types. And you would repeatedly answer their checks by using your fighting type spam over and over. So, you know, Mega Pinsir could easily defeat your entire team if you didn't have a steel type to resist them, because if you look at the resist to flying, it's not very good. You know, electric, rock, and steel. Not a lot of defensive electric types out there. Kind of Zapdos, but it's not great. Mostly going to be your defensive rock and maybe steel types. And so you could answer that with any Pokemon that had good ways to break that. So, for example, if Talonflame wanted to clear the way for Pinsir Mega, they could spam their Flare Blitz and break steel types that way. If Pinsir Mega wanted to clear the way for the Talonflame, it had close combat, it had all kinds of options. You kind of read based on what the system was that your opponent was running. So, for example, if you're against a Corviknight, you'd probably try to break with Talonflame with the Flare Blitz and stuff like that. But even if you weren't using those alternative moves, you just repeatedly spam the flying moves over and over and over and try to wear down these counters. And eventually you would lose those counters, and that could free up the rest of your flying type Pokemon to kind of pop off and win. And that's a very common concept of offense right there. And Ghost is really no different, even the current metagame in Overused. It's certainly, I wouldn't describe there's a lot of, you know, Ghost spam teams out there. There have been certain teams that have heavily featured, you know, Gengar, Dragapult, and Aegislash in any order. But the fact is, Ghost type Pokemon became extremely good. With Aegislash being removed from the Ubers tier. It is in UU right now, but it's still like very usable and overused. Dragapult is one of the better additions we've seen to Overused in several generations. It's fantastic. Gengar is still very viable. Of course, the loss of Pursuit, which made Ghost Pokemon a massive defensive liability, and it made T-Tar, for example, extremely good, but also other users like Scizor. That's gone, of course. And if we're talking about a Mono Ghost team, the addition of Corsola Galar is just a huge gift. So anyways, the point I'm trying to get across here is that Ghost finds itself in a similar position that flying types were in a couple generations ago, where there's only a couple of answers to it defensively, normal and dark types, and you can cover that by having good coverage from fighting type moves. And so we're gonna look at this team, for example, and we see, yeah, so that Drain Punch is added to Mimikyu. It offers excellent coverage. If we're just trying to, you know, we're not trying to win the game with Mimikyu, we're trying to beat the Ghost type counters so we can win with our other Pokemon. And I will be honest, I prefer this team variant when it has a Spectre, because I think Spectre is a little bit of a better win con. I wonder what I would do to change it. Probably get rid of the Blacephalon, honestly. So again, Blacephalon, if we're talking about, you know, defensive types of Pokemon, Blacephalon's great because it has Trick, it has Flamethrower, it can cripple all types of defensive walls. But I think if the explicit goal of it is to have Pokemon support a sweeper and let them just kind of win the game from there, then Spectre is about as good as it gets. And it doesn't have great coverage, of course, but that's the point. If there was a single knock that you could give Spectre, it's its lack of coverage moves. But again, if our explicit goal is to remove the Ghost type counters for this whole team, then it's going to be the best beneficiary of that possible. Because once you get those Grimney boosts with its ridiculous speed tier after Choice Scarf, it's going to be really hard for us to deal with. If you had asked me what like the pure best set was for Spectre in a nutshell, I'd probably lean towards sub-hex sets because it can cripple the opponent attackers. You still get a lot of the benefits as Spectre as a sweeper as you would with the set we're running right now. But again, if I'm just talking about a pure beneficiary of being able to sweep with these ghost type Pokemon, Dragon Balt's gonna be up there for sure, especially this cool Dragon Dance substitute set that you come across all the time on the ladder. But Spectre is really hard to match. We'll also do Mudshot for the odd heat ran here and there. We do need to break a steel type, and I will also do Hex. Now I don't know if I want Dark Pulse. I could do maybe I could do Will-O-Wisp even on a Scarf set, right? That'll still be useful. I like that. Maybe Dark Pulse is more viable coverage if we're worried about that. Might come back to that, but this seems good to me. I'll do Modest because I'm greedy. And yeah, we're good to go here. We still have a Trick user in Gengar, except we don't have Trick. Oh, Thunderbolt instead. Again, I might change that too. With these sort of sample teams, there's lots you can change. A lot's going to come down to preference here. Hell, I could make the Aegislash choice specs instead and free up the Gengar to be that nasty plot Wisp substitute set or anything like that. But let's just get into it right now. I've actually used this team a lot. It's one of the few times where I'm not going to have to prepare and make sure I know what I'm talking about when it comes to monotyping. Mono Ghost, very straightforward. Again, you're trying to break down these counters repeatedly. Not a lot of terrible matchups, honestly. One of the best ones for neutral matchups. We are, of course, going to regret coming across normal and dark type matchups. Normal, again, I think in theory we should benefit from normal as much as they do, but I do think they have the edge in that advantage. But normal types are so kind of rough to begin with, and we're actually going to come against mono ground here. Very, very good typing, all things considered, and I am going to have to be prepared for a rocker lead, and I want to punish that. Gengar seems fantastic, but some leads I worry about, especially if they're a Sash. I mean, I'm giving it up for free right here. I didn't really get to go into Corsola Galar too much, but I think it's really great too. Mimikyu I also kind of like, but I'd be really worried about a Nidoking matchup, because the thing about Mimikyu is a lead. So A, it's great against dark types, for example. It's not gonna be important here, so it's less valuable. But what I love about it is that if you're up against an opponent rocker, it kind of forces them to ignore going for rocks and like, hey, you better deal with me right now. I'm swords dancing, buddy. So I like that a lot. But the concern is Nidoking is a lead matchup, which would punish our own Corsola Galar, definitely. And I don't even actually Nidoking Galar in general is, or Nidoking is gonna be a tough one. I said Nidoking Galar. Can you imagine? That'd be insane. So I could probably punish it with Gengar. It doesn't have as much bulk as we all give it credit for. Or I go for a Swords Dance. I could also swap out if that happened. I'm going to do Mimikyu because I think it works against almost every matchup except for Nidoking. And they actually lead Gastrodon, to my surprise. Not great for us. I'm risking a Scald Burn for sure. Don't have anything to break it with my Gengar, plus I risk swapping into an Earthquake. That's not fantastic. Now, are these things normally running Spadef or... Oh, what are they normally running in this tier? I need to know. I'm going to Peakalytics right now. This is a good site to get kind of statistics on your opponent. I just want to know what they normally run for their sets. Bold Fizdef. So if I went to Aegislash, I wouldn't be as fantastic. Food for thought. I'll go to Corsola. I'm really scared. Toxic definitely sucks, but I can go for Stealth Rocks here, as they are going to go to... I was worried about Scald so much. I was terrified about it. I would have stayed in if I knew that. They do reveal Earth Power. We do get the Disable, so that's going to be a free ticket for Gengar for me. Plus, we get Rocks up. So Corsola Galar, not going to be maximizing defensive potential when it's at that health and it's already toxic, but that's fine by me. Does so much. Gengar, jeez, I didn't know you were that weak, my dude. But hey, if you got a Shadow Ball counter, now's the time to go to it. Doesn't seem like they do, so this is actually a good matchup for us. The big thing to look out for would be like, oh no, they've got a Tyranitar. I know Tyranitar's not mono ground, but you get the idea of like, oh no, they've got this or they've got this, and it is a Spadef Gastrodon. Okay, so this Gastrodon's completely thrown us for a loop so far. That's kind of frustrating. Boy, that's full Spadef. So if that's the case, I could have gone to Mimikyu, but now they're definitely scalding because they have Earth Power disabled. That's not fantastic. I might risk Dragapult here. 30% chance, I realize, but afterwards I get a free substitute. Plus there's the chance of that. So that's great. Hopefully we live one. That did so much damage. I almost wonder if there's special attack invested. Like 40%? That's insane. That's one of the things I always find funny about Gastrodons. With the Storm Drain, that Scald hits really hard if they get that Storm Drain boost from you. So I would have not been surprised had that been Storm Drain boosted, but just as is, that's rough. They're probably attacking. If this breaks a sub, I'll be disappointed. Except they don't. That's awesome. They have nothing to break this, and I'm going to Dragon Dance because I doubt regular Dragon Darts can break them straight away here, as they are going to go for the Earth Power, which does break it. That's a bit disappointing. Not surprising, but if we had the chance to break it right away, that would have been awesome. I'm bet we're already in range of Mammoth Swine to Revenge Kill us, which sucks. So is it worth like them going for a Scald or something? Let's actually take a look at the calc here. And they have Earth Power. Earth Power should always be breaking, and I guarantee Mammoth Swine's going to be able to Revenge Kill us with an Ice Shard. Only if they're banded, interestingly, because if they are Life Orb, we are still not favored. Anyways, we'll get a kill here. That's fine. They might sack this and go to a more important Mon, because actually this is kind of our answer right now, because they will be able to tank our Spectrier. So I said we're fine. There's not a lot of matchups we're worried about. This one I kind of am now. Let's see if this gets more than half thanks to rocks. Absolutely. That's actually a good example of why rocks are so useful, except we get 24% on the rolls. Not perfect. Plus they could have a phasing move. So I'm going to go for this in case they go for a Roar or a Whirlwind. I want to Dragon Dance again in case they don't. They are going to opt to Yawn. Again, they're obviously going to substitute here or go for a recovery move here. And if I go to Gengar, they're going to go to their Gastrodon. Same goes for my Spectrier. None are perfect options. I could, in that exchange, go for Will-O-Wisp on my Spectrier and weaken the Gastrodon in the long term, but I don't love it. I'm thinking we're just going to take this kill. I might be giving Garchomp a free setup opportunity, though. I do still have Corsola at 60% health. I might even go for it then. I might, yeah. If they try to set up on me with the Garchomp right now, I think I'd be fine with Corsola at +2. Maybe not with the sand and all that stuff. It's hard to say. I mean, actually, I'm not worried about that at all. I Mimikyu. Yeah, Mimikyu will be able to tank anything from Garchomp. So Mimikyu gives me a huge amount of Garchomp insurance. Don't think there's any other setup sweepers we're super worried about. Yeah, here's the Garchomp right now. And so they Swords Dance. That'd be so greedy, wouldn't it? Aegislash is actually really safe too. I might do Aegislash, although you are probably choice locked. Looking at their team, I would not be surprised if they're choice locked. Either Landorstarian's Choice Scarf or this Garchomp is. So I will do... I think they will be skill shotting right now, which makes Mimikyu so tempting. It's just perfectly tantalizing. It's actually ridiculous how tantalizing it is. I don't know what else I'm getting out of this Dragapult. Plus, if they're greedy enough to go for Swords Dance, I have a chance to pay it off. Yeah, okay, so I could have gone to Aegislash there. A lot of thinking there. I think I've got to play rough here. In case they Earthquake on the sack. I'd love to Swords Dance in case they go straight to Nidoking or something, because Nidoking is a weirdly tough answer for us, but it also doesn't have great bulk. So between the rocks and the play rough, and then I'll be able to Swords Dance and go for a Shadow Sneak, I think that'll be fine. Gastrodon, not very physically defensive either. They're going to go to their Landers here. Thank goodness we hit play rough, because you never know with that ability. I can probably go for another KO here. Although, do I want to keep you in good spot for Garchomp here? So, yeah, because if they EQ, I could go to Aegislash, but I'm worried about them just U-turning and then going back to their Garchomp, which would be rough. Or I could just Chip Sky right now. Okay, so that is a Scarf Garchomp. Useful. Say knockoff. I can just go for the finish here. That's great. That does make Garchomp scarier going forward, but this panned out. Now hitting 3 play roughs in a row without that 90% accuracy coming back to bite you, that's not bad, except we get a absolutely miserable roll going from 36 down to 27. Nutty. However, that will give us a prime opportunity for a Spectrier boost. I'll go for it. I think Spectrier at +1 will be able to break that Gastrodon actually, plus with rocks. So that's good for me. I think this is actually not a bad situation at all. They might be able to threaten to set back out here. Mammoth Swine won't be able to do anything. As long as rocks are up, I think I'm almost guaranteed to kill here. No, are they Spadef invested? Okay, my roll here said I was almost guaranteed to kill, so I guess they just got crazy Spadef. That's insane. Be curious to see what their investment is, but oh well. I can go to my Gengar. If their choice, they weren't. This Gengar is kind of my winner chicken dinner at this point, and that makes the health of Aegislash and its balloon very important. Corsola is looking a little bit low at this point. I'm pretty scared. We can break Gastrodon as long as they keep Swords Dance Aegislash healthy. But I am getting a little bit scared here. What the heck was their set, man? Like, was it AV? It took that Shadow Ball. It took it. I can't believe it. So that's probably going to be Scarf Garchomp, which is a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm probably going to go to Aegislash if that's the case, though. If they lock themselves in the EQ, we're fine. If they lock themselves into a Dragon-type move, then I'm also fine. They're going to go to Nidoking instead here. This guy could also be Scarf, so I'm actually willing to get this intel, and that's exactly the case, as they are going to go to Nidoking here. So they are choice locked into that. I need to break this Garchomp. I wonder if Corsola was the play, actually. Probably was. But I could double switch on it, actually. That's actually not a bad play at all. Go for a Will-O-Wisp or something. That invites in the Nidoking again. Even Gastrodon coming back in kind of scares me. I think I'll just take my Iron Head. Is that stronger? As long as I got the balloon up, actually. I think I Swords Dance. Oh, they're going to go get their Gastrodon here. So Swords Dance was 1000% the play. Let's see if we break. They kind of are hoping for a Scald Burn to win this game at this point. So I think we're okay. Nidoking does still give me pause, though. Especially if they get a chance to break this balloon. Does give me pause. So we're going to go for this here. Later Gastrodon. Nidoking can't break us with any stall, with any sort of set here. They could go to their Nidoking, go for like a Scarf Flamethrower, which would break us at this point. They're going to Garchomp instead, actually. Interesting. This really scares me because I wonder if they have some sort of move besides. Again, we resist the Dragon move. We have the balloon active. Unless they're just trying to win with Nidoking after they break our balloon, which is possibility. I think Corsola's fine to tank it, but I could be wrong. As they reveal Swords Dance after all of that. Insane. That was the craziest Swords Dance in history. That was the craziest Swords Dance in history. I can't believe it. I was going to win the game right there. They got me dead to rights. We'll see if they can break me. I think they can. They don't, though. As we get the Strength Sap up. That's big. Do I go for another one, risking some accumulation of all this? I'm going to go for the Wisp. We get there. That's huge. I'm taking a lot from all this now. I think they probably Swords Dance again here. So that means they're definitely just... I don't know what coverage move they have, but we're fine. I can beat you, I think. I think we can still tank this. And then they're still getting burn damage. I might die to the whatever, but I can always kill with a Shadow Sneak if I get one more thing off here. So we don't get it. What are they going to hit me with here? What are they going to hit me with here? I guess we'll find out. So I've got Balloon. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They do have Fire Fang. Insane. It's all gonna come down to this Nidoking now. That's what it all is gonna come down to. Scarf Nidoking too. I would have been better if I had... Oh, I don't know. This is so close. It's so hard to judge. I don't like my odds, though. I know it's kind of fragile, and I know Aegislash got 1108 attack, but I don't know. It's all going to come down to this one play right here. Rock's doing that extra 6%. Come on, baby. Mono Ghost gets there. No GG from the opponent. Woo! That's why we kept that Aegislash alive. Oh my... Aegislash went nuts, man. I was kind of sleeping on it, but it just killed everyone there. Thank God our opponent misplayed that EQ. Woo. It was looking dicey otherwise. Oh man, I can't believe they had Fire Fang and didn't use it. I thought I was fine because I thought the coverage move would be like maybe Rocks. That's what is often the case in Overused and stuff like that. I can't believe it. Let's get one more quick one. That was not quick by any means. Mono Ghost coming in clutch. It's thanks to the candle we put up here. Thank you. Thank you, candle. Give us energy for this next one. We're gonna need it. Against Mono Water, we're definitely gonna need it. Definitely gonna need it. Lantern too. Holy. Okay. Well, kind of interesting in terms of some inclusions here, almost all out offense with the exception of Lantern. And Lantern, I guess, just to help out against electric matchups. And even with its bulk, it's not going to be too bad versus some grass type teams who would threaten them. So extreme offense, no counter for our ghost type team. So we're just going to slam our two offensive teams against each other and see who comes out on top. And if that's the case, they're going to lead probably their Pelipper, honestly. Who do I go to? I can do Gengar. Just go for an immediate Shadow Ball. Just start breaking right away. Thunderbolt I'd love to do, but that Lantern kind of disincentivizes me. That's for sure a possibility. Dragapult I like in case we pull that Pelipper. It's also not bad in case we get that Barraskewda because it kind of forces a crunch out of them. But the Barraskewda lead actually really does concern me the more I think about it. So I might do Corsola Galar. Go for a Wisp in case the Pelipper U-turns on me. But if they U-turn on me, probably Kingdra, so I don't like that play now that I think about it. The Gengar's good, and I can always just swap out if we get that Barraskewda. But then the Barraskewda flip turn. I am very unsure right now what to do. I just don't want the free flip turn going up. If that's the case, it's got to be Spectrier. I don't want a free flip turn. It's got to be Spectrier. Can we Oko with Spectrier? Importantly, 62% chance to Oko. I will take that. I will take that. Show it to me. Pelipper's fine too. That is fine. Scald will do a lot to us, but if it comes to like limiting their Rain Sweeper this early on, and again, it is Monotype, so Damp Rock is banned. So getting rid of Pelipper is enormously helpful. That just is going to limit their offense for the entire game. That means only 5 turns of rain for the whole thing, and that means that Spectrier is unstoppable going forwards with its speed tier. So that's super useful. Definitely 2 Aqua Jet users to watch out for. Gonna want to keep Corsola Galar healthy just for that alone. In addition to just having good means to break it, the disguise on Mimikyu could be super helpful for sure. Our opponent's left. Let's see. Hope they get him back here. I don't think the Shadow Ball's going to Oko by any means, but it'll be a 2 at KO. If they're greedy and go for Scald's 2 at KO. Importantly, they don't have any really comfortable swaps. I bet Kingdra can take 1. Barraskewda, we just saw, can't really take 1. Or Shifu can't really take 1. Lantern, I don't know. Let's take a look at defensive stats. What are we looking at with a Lantern here? Our opponent's just going to DC, though. That's kind of disappointing because we're right up against the time here. And I wanted to get a quick one. So a DC is not helping me out at all. Yeah, Lantern's in one of those weird situations where its HP is super high, but its defensive stats are not great. But Spadef is, I guess, average. Okay, our opponent just is going to dip. That's unfortunate. Let's see if we can get another quick one here. Almost in top 500, which is kind of hype. This account has been quickly climbing up the ranks. What's it take to get into top 500 nowadays in Monotype? I think it's about 1,500. I'll take it. Let's see. Yeah, maybe a couple more wins we'll get there. Maybe by the end of next live. Mono Ghost is pretty easy to play, so I'm pretty confident that we can do that if we put our minds to it and keep up the good wins like that last time. So come on here. Come on, ladder. Give me one more. Give me one more. I know the pickings are slim, but we're hungry. We're hungry for one more win. And we're going to go against Mono Dragon. Holy crap. If our Dragapult gets up a Dragon Dance, we are situated. That's insane. Don't know if this is a sample team. Don't believe so, actually, if I had to kind of judge. But I almost wouldn't be surprised if we see a Garchomp or a Dracovish off the rip. But I'm going to take my time. I've been kind of getting greedy with a lot of these lives. Maybe not greedy is the word, but lazy with my lead matchups. I'm going to take a look at all of them one by one here. So if I came across you, I'd be worried about Scarf, so I wouldn't like that matchup. Love that matchup. Ty, don't think you'd be Scarf, so I'd be fine. You could definitely be Scarf, so I'd be kind of concerned about that matchup. If I saw you off the rip, that'd be... I don't think you'd be Scarf, in which case I could go for a Dragon Darts and possibly break a Sash too. So I'd be okay with that matchup. And same goes for you, because I could break your multi-scale. So, but again, it's kind of our clincher, so I worry about that. But I do like it versus a lot of these matchups, especially these two, which concerns me. Again, go for like just a quick Vicious Rend to catch us sleeping, or going for Stealth Rocks with a Sasher. So that's a possibility. Mimikyu also going to be super important with its Fairy typing. Great here, but they might have to a Wing Beat. Also great here, really like that. I said I like it versus enemy. Am I lagging here? I am lagging here. You having trouble running Pokemon Showdown? What's going on? Anyways, really like it versus this. As I said last game, it can kind of force them to not go for Stealth Rocks and to kind of respect your Mimikyu. So I like that option. Like that a lot. Good versus Dragapult. Good versus Dragonite. I think that's probably my play. I'm running a little bit low on timer. Kind of our clincher. Don't want to go to it too much. A lot of same concerns with Scarfers. You are good too, actually, but I do kind of worry about Dracovish. We can't answer it as neatly. Corsola Galar also very good, actually. Very, very good. I think it's between Corsola, Galar, Dragapult, or Mimikyu. I like Mimikyu just in case we get one of these two guys. Yeah, that is the case. I'm going to go for the play rough. Hopefully we hit. We've hit a lot of play roughs today so far, but I'm going to go for it right away. If they go for rocks, we get a free kill. That's amazing. If they go for an attack on us, we deny their rocks. That's awesome too. So really a good lead. It might be a bit like silly of me to waste my disguise turn 1, but if I can deny rocks from going up and take out an important one of their threats, then I'm doing that every time. So please hit play rough. That's all I'm asking. And it actually does this Oko. No sash to be found. And yeah, so Rocky Helmet does kind of confirm for me that it was the Stealth Rocker. We kept the rocks up. We are up 1 Pokemon in a sack war at this point, because again, this is offense versus offense. There's not going to be, this could be a 12 turn game. So being up 1 sack. So, and when I say sack war, I mean that like this mon's gonna have to die, then this mon's gonna have to die, and yada yada. It's gonna keep going on. That's what I'm talking about. Now Dragonite, I'll tell you guys what, I almost want to Shadow Sneak, because if they Dragon Dance on me and I miss this play rough, it's going to suck, because I just want to break the multi-scale ability no matter what. But guys, we don't miss on this channel. Oh, this is so dark. What is this? What is this energy? Much better. We don't miss on this channel. We don't miss ever. We simply do not miss. And I don't plan to start today. 54%. That's good chip right there. Oh no. Oh. That'd be a lot scarier if we weren't Mono Ghost though, because Extreme Speed can really steal your lunch money. But I do have a Spectrator Revenge kill. There's no other play to be made. Actually, Corsola could probably still take one. So that's fine. If I had a different team, E-Speed, base 80 power move from a Dragonite is terrifying. I would not know what to do. And this is why actually, this is also a perfect example. I think Spectre is so important to this offense too. It's an evil revenge killer, because what do you do in your opponent's situation right now? In a lot of other cases, there's a Scarf Blacephalon, you'd be like, fine, you kill my Mon. Actually, Blacephalon does this too. Okay, if it's a Scarf Gengar, you'd be like, okay, you killed me, fine, whatever. But here, if you sack the Dragonite, I'm going to get the +1 for my special Grimnay ability. Now, the next mon's coming in is facing Spectre's +1 to speed from the Scarf and +1 to the special attack. That's a lot to face down. And if you go to something else, like let's say they go, okay, I can't give it the Beast Boost ability, I'll swap out to my Dracovish. But Dracovish is going to get beat 2 it KO'd, and we're fast enough that they can't revenge kill us. So it's an evil situation. You're damned if you swap out, you're damned if you stay in. So you either give me a 2 it KO opportunity, or you give me a Grimnay. So that's why Blacephalon is also a good Scarf. I realized halfway through saying that point earlier, is because it also has a Beast Boost ability, which is fantastic. But so yeah, this is a huge reason why I like it so much here. Are they a Scarf Dragapult? They've gone to this guy so confidently just now. Or they're Sucker Punch. Or are you Sucker Punch? Do I live a Sucker Punch? Your Life Orb Sucker Punch doesn't even kill. Could be the Scarfer. Could definitely be the Scarfer. Do I lose if I before I make this option, do I lose if that's happened? If they're a choice Scarf, then I would have to go to probably my Aegislash afterwards, and then I would be able to go for a Swords Dance, which would also put me in a good situation. Whereas, if I win this, I win the game. We win the game. I'm glad I didn't bail out there. I am so glad I didn't bail out there. So yeah, again, I wanted to evaluate there. If I get this play wrong, they are a Scarf. I don't call their bluff. Do I lose? And yeah, that seemed like the risk reward there is pretty skewed. I could still win. If I lost, it was a Scarf Dragapult and they knocked us out. But more importantly, if I get this right, which I did, I just win the game. We're faster than any possible Scarfer they have. Spectre at +2 is already hitting nearly 900 special attack. Of course, they have no resist for a Shadow Ball, which I said is so important. Before, the thing that we were trying to break down was Gastrodon. It's a bit unfortunate. I would have liked to see, like, again, a Tyranitar on a Mono Rock team, for example, so I could show why this Ghost Spam is so important, because what I would have done is I would have just thrown my Aegislash at it with the Iron Head in the close combat. I would have thrown my Mimikyu at it with the Play Rough and the Drain Punch. I would have thrown even my Gengar at it with all its coverage moves, just to clear the way for the Spectre and possibly the Dragapult to sweep at the end. And it's very effective, especially when you have a great little pivot to go do in Corsola Galar. So that's how the team works. We're going to play it more. I'm going to be doing a team building for my next Showdown live, but I'm still counting the votes, so make sure you let me know what you want to see next in the comments. Mono Poison nearly did it this time, and I have very little experience with Mono Poison, so maybe I should be practicing that a little bit before we end up here. We're going to get a third straight disconnect. Nathan just cannot find a GGG to save his life right now. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. But we are gonna come away with the win. And does that actually catapult us into top 500? I doubt it. I think we're nearly there. But we're gonna need another successful live for that to happen. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take it easy.